been doing a lot of this lately. Where am I? Who are you?
Jesper Dal'Varek. Jesper for short. And you, my friend, are in my very own campsite. And before you ask, yes, the bandits killed both of the apothecary. The only reason you're still alive is that the impact of the explosion threw you right into a thicket. Luckily enough, most of your injuries are only superficial, and I've already taken care of them. Your fever, though, is an entirely different story.
Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Enderal with Wacko, Donna, Jollard. How do you know all of this? Were you there when they attacked?
Suffice it to say, I was on the perimeter. And no, I didn't help for two reasons. One, I was outnumbered like crazy. And two, I'm in a happy relationship with my entrails. I wish I had a more heroic answer for you, but I don't. Sorry.
My fever. What do you know about it? You know anything about it?
Yep, quite a lot, actually. You're suffering
great.
from first-degree Arcanist's fever. I'm quite surprised that the old apothecarius didn't see that, to be honest. You're suddenly capable of doing things you previously knew only from the bard songs, right? And you're feeling unusually strong and dizzy at the same time? While drinking herbal potions leaves a, well, kind of a bitter feeling in your head?
I suppose it does. So what's this Arcanist fever? So you reckon this Arcanist fever is responsible for these things I can suddenly do, like magic?
Yep. Your magical talent has broken free inside you. I don't have any myself, but I've worked together with enough Arcanists to know the signs. Simply put, what's happening is that your body can't cope with the magic. This isn't much of a problem at first, but if you don't do anything about it within the next couple of months, you'll find yourself running through the heartland naked, throwing fireballs at everything that moves. You'll lose your mind, to speak plain and all.
Don't mind the streaking bit. But the fever can be treated, right?
Yes, of course. Though someone who's magically gifted will always react differently to certain situations than someone who isn't. As I said, some herbs will always worsen your fever, as will magically contaminated areas.
So this fever gets worse whenever, I drink these potions?
Among other things, yes. Just as being magically gifted can make a person powerful, it can also make them sensitive and prone to certain conditions. Just don't overdo it sleeping in ruins or in the wilderness. Instead, set up a camp somewhere. Plus, as you've already said yourself, don't overdo it with potions.
So how can I treat it? What this grunt root extract?
What? No, that won't help you in the long run. What you need is ambrosia, a special mixture of herbs that can remedy the fever without any side effects. Every good alchemist has that in stock, but it'll cost you.
And what about these visions I keep on getting?
Visions?
Oh, don't worry about it. So what can I do about this fever? Who can treat it?
Are you sure? The Enderalian spider plague's known to cause visions in the infected. And if that's what you got in that old temple, you should start digging your grave.
Enderalian spider
Because your body parts will start falling off in a few hours if you don't do something about it.
You're full of the proverbial. Oh, what? So I can't find a cure for this proverbial spider plague?
Nowhere. Because that plague doesn't exist.
Of course it doesn't.
I have no idea what kind of visions you're talking about, since the only visions I know of are those that come along with a good pipe of peaceweed. But your reaction shows that you were trying to keep something from me, and that's not a good idea if you want my help.
We're going to have a pipe of peaceweed.
You know what? Someone has to take care of your fever. And as it happens, I know someone who could. But in return, I want you to tell me everything. How did you get here, and what did you do in that temple, and what exactly did you see in those visions? I can't put my finger on it, but there's something strange about you, and that makes me curious. So, healing for information. What do you say?
Healing for information? Alright. So, this is how it all happened. Listen closely.
Then shoot. I'm eager to listen.
Once upon a time, no end.
I understand. My condolences for your loss. So that means you somehow survived this execution. And before you got washed ashore, you had this, this dream? In which you saw burnt bodies and a blinding light.
Yeah, but it wasn't just a dream, it was more like a memory. The temple I saw in it was exactly the same as the one in the valley. Do you know what I mean?
I hope so. So your magical outburst didn't happen slowly as it usually does, but all of a sudden after this near-death experience. And with it came these visions.
Yep.
Interesting. I guess you know how absurd all this must sound, but somehow I believe you. Heck knows why, but I do. So, that means I'll introduce you to my employer. If anyone can help you, it's him. There is, however, one thing with which I could use a hand. The sooner we get that done, the sooner we can start our journey to Ark.
Who's your employer? What's that employer of
Well,
yours?
aren't you curious? I like that. I work for the Holy Order.
Holy Order? You mean military unit of the gods?
Yes, but as you might know, this is the realm of Malthus, the guardian of the Lightborn. And here, the Order basically reigns for him. It's both the spiritual and judicial center of this country, so believe me, you'll see for yourself soon enough.
Alright then, I'll help you. The faster I get rid of this fever, the better.
Splendid. There are some things that need some explanation before we can get started, however. Where should I start? I take it you've noticed that in the past 2.5 years, this world has fallen into political chaos, right? Civil wars, usurpers everywhere, you name it. And even though Enderal isn't directly affected by these wars going on everywhere, there are strange things happening here too. Take the Woodsers, for example. There have been an unusual number of reports of wanderers being attacked by them in the open, which has never happened before. And the same goes for the Lost Ones, the living dead. Until 2 years ago, they were a rather rare magical phenomenon. But now every other corpse not properly cremated starts walking again as if it were the most natural thing to do. The strangest thing, however, is what they call the Red Madness.
Do you think this chaos could be in any way related to the rumours about the Lightborn's deaths? Everyone Nerum talks about the Red Madness.
Yeah. It's some kind of mental illness that makes people lose their minds. Just a couple of weeks ago, for instance, there was a smith in Ark who slaughtered his entire family. He was drunk, but that doesn't explain why he screamed things like, "Fear the light," while he was doing it. Or a young noblewoman who killed herself by setting her family estate on fire for no apparent reason. Now, you might say that these kinds of things happen, but by now there have been more than a dozen of them. That and the fact that the possessed's eyes glow red shortly before and during their deed has made people call it the Red Madness. And just 3 days ago it happened again. Only this time it was a magister from within the Holy Order itself.
A magister?
Right, you're not from here. A magister is a kind of sage from the Holy Order, who teaches the young novices who are aspiring to become keepers or arcanists. Yarrow was his name, a man who had more than 60 winners on his back.
What'd he do?
He killed 15 novices and himself. According to the only eyewitness to survive, he entered the teaching room as usual to give a lecture on alchemy. But instead, he gave a strange speech in which he explained that humanity is corrupt, void, as he put it. And his eyes started glowing, he locked the door, and, well, he tore himself apart with a magical explosion. You can imagine the kind of uproar that caused.
So what's your role in all this? You said you work for the Order, but I take it you're no monk.
Well, I'm not exactly one for vows and austerity, so no, I'm no keeper. I guess you could say my specialty is recovering things that have been lost. Treasures, tomes, memories, and the like. And the Order hired me to do exactly that. They want to know how a highly intelligent man like Yarrow could fall victim to the Red Madness. And also if there's a discernible pattern to how this malady, or whatever it is, chooses its victims.
In other words, you're searching for his motives. But how could I help you with that? I don't know anything about this Yarrow.
True, but that's irrelevant. Yarrow grew up in a small village named Riverville, which isn't far from here. And according to some of the other wardens, he visited this area quite often after his partner's death. So it's quite possible we could find some clues around here. Shards of his past, if you like. I've already searched most of the area, but a second pair of eyes wouldn't hurt. What do you think?
Alright, sounds like a plan. Where should I start?
Well, for starters, I need you to travel to Riverville and talk to an old man named Alfred. He was a childhood friend of Yarrow's, and he might be able to tell us something worthwhile. Secondly, a boy from the village told me that he saw Yarrow throw something into the water near a cliff to the east. Go there and see if you can find whatever it was he wanted to get rid of. I myself will have a look at the house Yarrow grew up in. Here, this is a map of the region. The blue dot over here is Yarrow's old house. And at the risk of sounding heartless, you should head back to the apothecary's camp. Maybe the bandits left behind some equipment. If there's nothing else, I'd say off we go. Let's shed some light on this Yarrow and his motivations. Meet me at his old house when you're ready. I'll be waiting there.
Alright. Alright.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah, Pakasari's camp's this way, isn't it? Ah. There's someone down there. Shit. Oh, what? Look. Oh, come on. Freaking run there. Come on. Shit. God, that was pathetic. That was truly pathetic. Truly pathetic, Donna. I got killed by this whacker. Look at all the damage he'd done to me. Stupid. Stupid, 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 stupid. There's Garbo. I'll take his sword. Pretty sweet. Ooh. Smoke some of that. Too bad I can't get into these bottles. Hey Finn. Embrace that. Righto. Boots look really shitty. Jeez, they look horrible. They look like a dick. He said east behind the thing. Have a look in here. Beef. I'll have some raw beef. And an apple. Some raw meat, dog meat. I promise keeping that flame going. Ooh, oh, that sounds like friggin' spiders to me. Whew. Oh, there's another one up there. through all them. Iron ore. Bellows, don't need bellows. Don't need a hammer, not yet. Don't think I need a bucket either. Should have burnt this whole house down by now. Now I got friggin' heaps of shoes. The Dwemer bow, or I need that hat. You scare me. Oh. Fermented goat's milk, potato. Iron ingot. Ah. What's that? Ugh. Oh yeah. Spider prey. Oh, this guy got he got eaten it. Ugh. You could get me torn to pieces by a mob of wild, angry anchronox, drawn and quartered. I prefer that than to be eaten by friggin' spiders. What time is it? Oh. A bit of a sleep. Feel a bit refreshed. Probably should have had a longer one. Don't need none of these. Said east, behind Is this the place he meant? Is east. Map. He said east. Behind the damn thing. Path. What could be seeing me? Suppose I should level up. But I don't really want to know what I want to level up on. Crabs are empty, it must have just come out of hibernation. Oh look, someone's camped. Chain boots. Pick. Lantern. Oh, I accidentally pressed Z. I had a nice little camping ground here. You know, how come I was getting pushed? What's this? X marks the spot. First light magic. Oh, I should have used it on that. Bone meal, money, pistol. Don't need no skull. X marks the spot. Geez, it's pretty well hidden, isn't it? Luckily I came on this side. Should search a lot more. Ooh, this is. Planewalkers. Come on, you stupid flame. Oh. I can't get this freaking flame to work when I want. Buttons. Oh well, I don't know how long. I forgot to set my timer, so I don't know how long this episode has been running for, so I think we'll call it one. And oh look, there's some fish. There's a fish. Saw one here. Alright. I'm gonna where's that fish? That's salmon and potato. Bruh. Oh, good if I was a mage. Alright, we'll call it an episode here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'd love to catch us all back next time. See you later.